October 16th, 2020. Wow, there were dueling debates or town halls last night. And we continue to learn nothing. This presidential campaign, like the one before it, is about nothing so much as fear and loathing. Fear from the candidates of their base, and fear mongering from the candidates in an effort to scare pretty much everyone. And loathing from the electorate toward what has become politics as usual. Donald Trump and his Republican sycophants are straight up terrified of the monster they created and are now trying to rally for a come from way behind victory next month. And while not every Trump supporter is a conspiracy spewing racist, every conspiracy spewing racist seems to be a Trump supporter that can neither the candidate nor his legislative minions can persuade, let alone control. That's why Trump can no more disavow QAnon or the gun-toting militias seeking to overthrow state governments than he can advocate wearing a mask to the ignorant masses who believe the pandemic is just some kind of hoax. This is nothing more than the natural progression of a party that has appealed to xenophobia and white supremacy, then latched on to an outright bigot who isn't afraid to say the quiet parts out loud. Mitch McConnell and company sold their souls decades ago to the right-wing mob that has only grown hungrier with every concession to decency and morality. I mean, did you catch a glimpse of the woman sitting over Trump's left shoulder and bobbing her head like a toy dog on a spring during his town hall? It was really hard to miss her vigorous head nods every time he uttered something truly inane or just another outright lie.
QAnon? Never heard of them. But Antifa, they're the real threat to suburban values. Nod, nod, nod. I have no idea if I was tested on the day of the first debate. Nod, nod, nod. 75% of mask wearers get the corona.
Nod, nod, nod. Meanwhile, those on the left like to accuse Fox News of being little more than state-controlled media, when it's really the other way around. The Trump-McConnell administration is nothing more than a media-controlled state terrified of offending the almighty Hannity. Like many others of his generation, Trump watches so much Fox News and retweets so many loony conspiracy theories that he can no longer tell reality from fantasy. He is that crazy uncle who used to forward chain emails, but now just twitters the stupidest shit. As for Biden, while I didn't tune into his town hall because I didn't want to violate the space-time continuum, the reviews are in, and let's say they're just a little underwhelming. Oh, he admitted, 25 years after the fact, that the 1994 crime bill, which he co-authored, just may have been an error in judgment. And he refused to judge, one way or the other, whether there should be more judges on the highest court in the land. Way to take a stand. After all, you only served in the Senate for 36 years and were chairman of the Judiciary Committee. So why should you be expected to have an opinion on the makeup of the Supreme Court? Election day is 2.5 weeks out, and the Republicans have done nothing but pander to the far-right masses as long as they believe that doing so will keep them in power. And not a moment longer has Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse demonstrated in denouncing Trump, but only after holding his tongue to gain a presidential endorsement during the primaries. But the party of Lincoln wields no real power. Not as long as the mob is calling the shots and plotting to kidnap their political opponents. Alas, the Dems are no better. Biden and Harris are so unprincipled and afraid of damaging their oh-so-fragile coalition that they refuse to take a stand on any issue: healthcare, immigration, the judiciary, the economy. After all, Hillary used the same strategy 4 years ago, and looked how well it worked out for her. You would think we'd have enough on our minds, what with a deadly virus that has killed more than 215,000 Americans, hundreds of thousands of others who can no longer pay the rent, and racial injustice continuing to give lie to the nation's promise that all men are created equal. Yet our politicians continue to run on and are run by fear. Is it any wonder that we feel a sense of loathing toward them all?